Okay, we're at Algebra 1, Section 6.2, and we're going to be covering radicals and rational exponents. Okay, so go ahead and write this down, and we're going to be talking about nth roots. Remember, n always is referring to a number, like if you were to count things. Let's say you surveyed 52 people for a class project, and n would be 52 because that's how many people you surveyed. So n always refers to a number that you can count, like the third number. If you had 6 numbers in a sequence, n would be 6. In geometry, n refers to like how many sides a polygon has. In a hexagon, n would be 6. So that's just what n refers to. So if sum b, this is the base, raised to the nth power is equal to a, then we say that b is the nth root of a. So let's look at an example. Because I know that 2 times 3 2 to the third power is equal to 8, then we say that 2 is the third power of 8. So rational exponents look like fractions. Every time you think of rational numbers, just remember that a rational number can be written as a fraction. So to rewrite that as a radical, so this is a rational number, or rational exponent, and this is a radical number because it has this thing right here, which is called a radicand, by the way, in case you're curious. So if they ask you to put it in radical form, you know that you need to have this in there. If they ask you to put something in rational form, then you need to write it with a fractional exponent. So let's look at the fractional part right here. Notice that a becomes the exponent, and n becomes what we call the index of the root, the nth root. All right, so if I wanted to write x to the 1/2, which is a rational form, and change it to a radical form, then I know that this is the index number. And remember, we don't ever put a 2 there if we're talking about square roots. And this is the exponent, so it would just be x to the first. Let's do another example. X to the 2/3 would be written as, remember, this is the exponent, this is the index. So this would be the third root, or the cubed root of x squared. Okay, another thing to note, that if the index number, this number right here, is even and the base is negative, there's no real solution, because no number multiplied by itself an even number of times can be a negative number. For example, if I was trying to find the fourth root of -16, there is no number multiplied by itself 4 times, an even number of times, that will give me a -16. So there's no solution, no real solution to that. But if this index number is odd and this is negative, I can do that, because in this case, the third root of -8 is -2, because -2 times -2 times -2 is -8. So you can have a negative base and an odd index, but you can't have a negative base and an even index. Let's go ahead and do some of the problems from the worksheet. The first one we're doing is number 7. It says find the dimensions of the cube, and remember, a cube, all the edges are the same length. And they gave us the volume, which is 125 cubic feet. Well, the first thing you're always going to want to do in problems like this is write down the formula for the volume of a cube. And the formula for the volume of a cube is side times side times side, which is s cubed. Okay? Well, I know what the volume is because they gave it to me. So now I replace this formula with what I know to be true. The volume is 125. The side length is just s. So in order to undo raising something to the third power, I take the third root of it. And I know that the third root of 125 is 5, because 5 times 5 times 5 is 125. So each side length is 5 feet. Okay. All right, let's look at number 12. It says to rewrite this in rational form. Remember, this is the exponent, or the exponent is the numerator, the index number is the denominator. So this would be 14 to the 3/4. Number 14 says rewrite in radical form. Okay, so remember, this is the exponent, this is the index. So that is what goes there. This is the exponent. And this would be the 5th root of 10 to the 3rd power. You could also bring that exponent on the inside of the radicand if you choose. Either one, these both mean the same thing. That's it for 6.2.